My name is Antonio Villarin and I'm going to discuss about the literature under the Republic 1946 to 1985. So learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to first, analyze the historical, social, and political context. Second, examine and interpret representative literary works and prominent writers. And last, compare and contrast evolution of literary expression. Okay, so let's proceed. The Philippine literature under the Republic 1946 to 1985. So this presentation explores the Philippine literature during the Republic era, a period marked by economic challenges, political complicities, and cultural shifts following World War II and the Japanese occupation. Okay, so this era is under the World War II, during the World War II. We will delve into the works of prominent writers who captures the essence of Filipino life, addressing themes of identity, social justice, and national identity. Okay, so post-war Philippines, collaboration and westernization. So economic ruin and foreign aid. So the Japanese occupation left the Philippine economy in ruins, relying on massive foreign and for rebuilding hunger, insecurities, and territory and terror pledged Filipino. Collaboration and amnesty. Many Filipino collaborated with the Japanese for various reasons. President Manuel Rojas granted amnesty, raising question about the ruling elite's credibility. So U.S. influence and westernization. This strengthened ties with the U.S., including the Bill Trade Act, the Fulbright Program. So, facilitated the cultural exchange in funding the Filipino art and literature. Hernandez, committed art. Conscience of society. Hernandez believed that writers' role was to act as the conscience of society, aiming the human spirit against iniquity and oppression. Tagalog literature. He stripped Tagalog of its ornate character, writing in prose closer to every speech. Mga Ibong Mandaragit. His socio-political novels expose the ills of society, particularly agrarian problems, in the 1950s. Okay, so we have Jose F. Lacaba, ang Dapat Paniwalaan. So, early influences raised by grandmother who told stories of mythical creatures, instilling traditional belief. Also, university education learned to question traditional belief and recognize the potential from harm from other people. So shift in perspective. So realize that fear should be directed towards people, not mythical beings, and that education is the best defense. Okay, we have Lambero A. Atonio, Sa Gabi ng Isang Piyon. Lambero A. Atonio's poem depicts the lives of the Filipinos laborer, highlighting the physical and emotional toll of the hard work. The poem explores the themes of poverty, exploitation, and the struggle for survival. The laborer's exhaustions and worries prevent him from sleeping as he reflects on the sacrifice he makes for his family. The poem is powerful portrayal of working class as their daily struggles. So, first we have the exhaustion, is a physical, yung kasama the exhaustion is a physical and emotional toll, sacrifice, struggling for survival. Last is poverty, daily struggle for working. Okay, last we have Rolando S. Tunyo, Valediction sa Hillcrest. Rolando S. Tunyo's poem uses Taglish to express the feelings of living in a place and the stories behind. The speaker reflects on his time at Hillcrest, a dormitory, and the emotion associated with departure. So the poem captured the bittersweet experiences of saying goodbye and the sense of loss that comes with moving on. So Tinius use the Taglish adds a unique and a personal touch to the poem. So We have the departure, leaving a place behind, memories, reflecting on the past experience, and bittersweet saying goodbye. And that would be all my part